Holy folly, you are God living in her own dream. Welcome to a Mystic's Journal. You can call me Agape from Love Has One Mystery School. And in these videos, I share insights and updates that I enjoy sharing and that might benefit you as well. So the first thing to share in this particular video is there's a contradiction with the ego. The ego is full of contradictions, but a particular one that I want to focus on today is that on the one hand, every ego is looking for as much approval and acceptance from everyone else as possible. But in another sense, every ego feels in competition with everyone else and feels that it must show its superiority over others in whatever hierarchy, social hierarchy or whatever. It must prove itself to be smarter, funnier, more beautiful, richer, and so on. And so what that has led to is us having a fake society where every ego through each person is putting on a performance, a show that both on the one hand tries to get approval and acceptance from others, but on the other hand tries to claim superiority over others in some way. It's an odd mix to go for. The second thing to share in this particular video is the issue regarding slavery, sexism, homophobia. Now, our society has done so much to move beyond that. However, there's still people who feel like those issues still exist within society. And so how do we move past that? To move past any of these issues, or any issue really, you need to let the past go. And with all those issues, both sides need to let the past go. So the people who used to be slave owners, or who used to be sexist, who used to be homophobic and so on, they've done actually, as in general, a lot of work to let all those things go, to work on themselves, to drop those negative beliefs. I know there's some people that haven't, but a lot of people have in society. But what that has not been matched with is the other side, you know, how they would describe themselves as victims of slavery, their generational suffering of slavery or sexism or homophobia and so on. Those victims, they are not letting the past go. So what they want is a society where it's not just letting the past go, it's reminding everyone, hey, you hurt us in the past and you need to make up for it, sort of thing. But that's not moving past the issue. That's not going to allow the issue to leave our society, because you're still holding on to the past. So it's very interesting that people think, oh, it's all up to one side to make it all okay. No, it's up to both sides. Both sides, the so-called victims and perpetrators, even though these issues are pretty much long gone out of our society. It's just that you're keeping the past alive within your mind, thinking all these things are still there. But you can easily just live in a new world where those things are let go of. You have to let go of the past though. You have to let go of this idea that you're a victim and enter the world that already exists, the version of reality that already exists, where none of those things are an issue anymore. But are you ready to really enter in that world, or do you want to still be a victim? That is your choice, but you do have a choice. And finally, the last thing to share in this particular video is that it was interesting. Recently, I was sharing with someone how I was incorporating complete surrender into my DJ sets, where I'm not thinking about what to play next. I'm not organizing my DJ sets, preparing them, practicing them beforehand. I'm just letting the present moment decide what to play and when, and how to mix it and so on. And someone that I was talking to about this, they was like, are you sure you're not just being lazy, a lazy DJ? And that made me think, actually, that's a term that's often thrown at people who are very surrendered. It's like you're being called lazy. Hey, you're not planning, you're not thinking about what's the best, you're just using the excuse, if you will, of letting the present moment decide, and calling it surrendered rather than putting in the effort to know how best to move forward. So it's interesting that the surrendered approach can be called laziness, but in truth, it's not lazy at all. It's full trust of the higher intelligence of the present moment compared to anything that you could think about logically or with the masculine thinking mind. It's allowing the pure feminine energy of love to come through instead, and that is spontaneous. That's of the present moment. That's not prepared or planned. So that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions or comments, you can leave them below, and I'll see you next time. Yours orgasmically, Agape.